Hi and welcome to Hedgehog Hollow-days. Today we're talking Christmas cards and we're going to be making 3 cards at once. I'm actually turning the Succulent die plate into a Christmas card for you. So we're going to be making one with the green and glittery gold. We're going to be using white, red and green, and then we're also going to be doing it with the white flowers as well. So we're showing you how to get more out of your supplies. We love stretching our supplies here, and 3 cards at once just adds to that Christmas card pile when we need to send out lots. We're also going to be using some puffy glittery embossing powder, something a little bit different, so let's get started. So this card is one of those quick, easy cards. It also allows you to create 3 cards at once. We're going to be using the Neat and Tangled Succulent cover plate for this. And I've cut it out in a clear glittery or a white glitter. I've cut it out in my green, which is over here. And also I've cut it out in a red glitter, which I'll get to in a second. This is the paper I use. And because we cut it out of all 3, we can make one out of each set, which is fab. Now this is normally a spring flower, but I'm going to make it into more of a Christmas poinsettia type of thing. I'm going to show you how to make one of them, and then I'll show you all 3 at the end, how they look. So I pre-cut some all over sticky. I like this Elizabeth Craft Designs one. And this is just a card front piece of cardstock that we can trim down if we need to afterwards. So I now have a completely sticky piece of cardstock. And the first thing I'm going to do, of course, you're going to stick to it constantly. So I'm going to just use a little bit of temporary adhesive, and I'm going to put it straight onto my workspace. Now, of course, this is going to stick down, so I'm going to carefully lift this up. So I would advise you to do that beforehand, but you can see now that's going to stick to my workspace and it's not going to move around on me. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick down my outer. So we're going to make this gorgeous clear one here, and we'll stick that piece down. Now the more you do, the less sticky all over you'll have as an issue. So I'm just trying to work out where I put my temporary tape. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is pop in my piece here. And actually I'm going to use the green piece. Let's offset it a little bit. So this is some Lawn Fawn green cardstock. And because it's all cut with the same die, it's all going to fit perfectly. And I love the fact I can make 3 cards at once. Then I'm going to do some little corner pieces. So these go up here. This one goes down here. So we'll frame that flower up a little bit, and I think I'll also take this little piece out of here. So you want to keep all of these pieces because we're going to interchange them in each of those cards. So every piece will be used up. Now I've also pre-cut on the other side of my mat, I pre-cut one in the red. So I'm going to now start peeling away some of those layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that inner middle piece. So you can see here, it's a little bit harder to see just because it's on the red, but I do have all those pieces there. So I'm going to speed this up and you'll just be able to see how I piece these pieces in, and you'll see they just slot in there so easily. And because we've got that sticky in there, it makes them super easy as well. final step is to assemble our cards. You can see here the 3 panels I did with the 3 different colours, and you saw me mount one up, and I did the other 2 quickly as well. I've already pre-stamped out this Warmest Wishes on some vellum, and I used this Ranger Snowflake embossing tinsel, and you'll see on your screen now there's a really puffy effect to it, almost like a puffy embossing powder with that glitter in there as well. So really fun idea. So let's mount them all up. So I have 3 of the Warmest Wishes stamped out on vellum. I have my vellum tape runner, my 3 panels here. I have 3 card bases where I put the white glittery cardstock on the outside. I'm going to use this Desert Storm or crafty coloured card base on there. Just pressing these down with my embossing folder. I've also pre-cut 3 pieces of white foam that I'm going to be using. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick those in the centre of each of those panels. And you can put your adhesive straight onto the foam. We're going to stick those down. So there's 1. 2. And I love this technique because of being able to create those multiple cards at once. So if you have lots of Christmas cards to make, well, you've just made 3 in one sitting. There we go. So there's our 3 panels. Now we can stick those onto our cardstock. And you will find whatever tape run you use, it skips a bit more on foam just because it's not as grippy. Now when I mount up, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I open my card base because then it's not as springy. It sits in the same right place, and I like things to be firm. You can already see how pretty these cards are coming together. And actually on this one I got a little bit of a bump, but some I'm going to mount one way and some I'm going to mount the other way. I'm going to put my sentiment over that piece. So you can always cover up those errors with a Nouveau drop or a little sticky embellishment or your sentiment. You know, there's always a way to cover any errors. Happens to us all. There's our 3. And then I'm going to put on my Warmest Wishes using, I have a vellum tape runner, it's from Plus. It's absolutely awesome. And I'm just going to stick that down, and you don't see the tape at all. You can see just by moving the sentiment around, each card looks a little bit different, which again is really nice. So there we are. There are 3 Christmas cards in one sitting. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do click that subscribe button if you do not already subscribe to Hedgehog Hollow. I hope you enjoy the pictures that are on your screen as well. All of these are in the blog post linked in the video description along with your supply list so that you can get your own supplies to create this. Of course, this makes a gorgeous spring card as well, and all the images are available to pin and share with your crafty friends. Thanks for joining me today, and join me again soon for some more inspiration. Happy stamping! Bye!